الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام: من قام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: قال الله تبارك وتعالى: الصوم لي. كان عمل ابن آدم يضاعف الحسنة أشهر أمثالها إلى 700 ضعف. قال الله عز وجل: إلى الصوم فإنه لي وأنا أجزي به يدع شهواته وطعامه من أجلي. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Alhamdulillah, we are in the month of Ramadan. Before Ramadan, since Rajab, we used to make dua. Dua is taught by Rasulullah. Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. Now that we are in the month of Ramadan, we pass Rajab, we pass Sha'ban. There were many who were in Rajab and Sha'ban, they made dua also, but they didn't reach Ramadan. They passed away. And that's how life is. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us life. That we are in the month of Ramadan. If we look at it in the perspective that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to reward us for every fast that we make, inshallah. That Allah will reward us for every night that we stand in Taraweeh. This reward, if we did in Sha'ban, we would not get that reward. If we did in Rajab, we would not get that reward. Any time of the year except for Ramadan, we would not get that reward. Because the reward is makhsus, it is specific to the month of Ramadan. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for each fard that a person does, he does his fard salah, Allah increases the reward to 70 barakah. And when he does a nafil salah, the nafil deed, Allah increases it to a fard deed. But we don't understand this because it's not coming on the screen in front of us that, hey, your salah has been increased. Your fi sabilillah, what you give has been increased by 70 times. Because we have no concept of it. So we don't see it. What we don't see, generally, we don't care. But if we see it, then we care. We will care for every second, every moment of Ramadan. Each ayat that we read, every letter of the Quran. Normally we get on each letter, not ayat, not word, on each letter we get 10 rewards. That's the meaning. Alif Lam Mim, La aqulu alif harf, La aqulu, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Alif is a harf, Lam is a harf, Mim is a harf. For each harf you will get 10 virtues, 10 rewards. For our understanding, say if we said Alif Lam Mim and Allah sent to us, for each letter we said, Allah sent $10 to us. Then you're going to get in your account $10 by saying Alif. You're going to get in your account to say Lam, you will get $10. To say Mim, you will get $10. If you read the whole Surah Fatiha, you will get $700+ each time you say it. Which one of us will not say Surah Fatiha? We will say as many times as we can. Because the dollar or the currency that we use is, we understand the meaning of the currency. But yet we don't understand the meaning of ajr, where Allah will give us ajr. See, many a time people hear that such and such person used to recite Quran, one Quran daily. Now for you and I that is difficult. So we cannot do qiyas upon ourselves. We cannot do qiyas upon ourselves. Because some of us, it will take a whole day to recite one juz. Some of us, it will take half an hour to recite the juz. For some of us, it will take 15 minutes to recite the juz. Because somebody is hafiz, he will recite Quran more frequently than the person who is not hafiz. The hafiz will recite from coming from home to here. I recite Surah Kahf on the way. It's about 5-minute drive. How much? It's a 5-minute drive. I had finished. I first started reciting from Surah Anfal. Then I thought I'll recite Surah Anfal later. I started reciting Surah Kahf. I came to the ayat وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَفَسَقَ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. Once I was reciting, my thought went somewhere else, so I started reciting وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى فَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمُ إِنَّ هَذَا عَدُوٌّ لَكَ. That's in Surah Taha. Then I realized, hey, I'm going to Taha. So I corrected myself. It's a 4 or 5-minute drive from my house to here. In that, because I'm happy, alhamdulillah, I don't need to look at the Quran to recite. So I was reciting. But if I have to look at the Quran, then while driving, it would be possible to look at the Quran and drive. But most of us know Qul Huwallahu Ahad. We don't need to inside the Quran and recite. We recite by memory. And alhamdulillah, most of us will recite correctly. Because that's in our memory. So, but if somebody recites Quran who never recites, then for him even to recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad becomes difficult. Once we were in Hajj, and we had a halaqa in Mina. We sat down. So one of the shaykh told me, he said that we want to do this. Whilst we're sitting here, let's just teach people Quran. So you take one group, I'll take one group. There was about 7, 8 of us, so we took a group of 5, 7 people. And we didn't recite Surah Kahf. We only recited the last 10 surahs of the Quran. From Al-Quran. Now this is a person Hajj. This is a person Hajj. How we think we know Quran. So there was at least in that 7, 8 people group, there was at least 2 or 3 people who didn't know how to recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad. They could not recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad. That's when it hit me. We think everybody knows Qul Huwallahu Ahad. But there are brothers here who cannot recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Well, we taught them. But it shows that how lacking we are in Quran. So we cannot comprehend that somebody can recite the whole Quran in one night. You understand where I come from? That person who doesn't know Qul Huwallahu Ahad, how is he going to recite the whole Quran in one night? It's not possible. But the person who recites on a daily basis, daily, he will recite one Quran in 6 hours. Maximum. 6 hours. Now if the night is long, you see, we live in South Florida, so we don't understand the concept of night being long. If you go to Europe now, this is Ramadan, their night starts at Maghrib there is around about 6 o'clock. Their Fajr is around about 6 o'clock in the morning. So how many hours of night do 12 hours. So in 12 hours, somebody who's a Hafiz of the Quran, he can recite at least one Quran and a half. One Quran and a half. Because he's got 6 hours, 9 hours, even if he slept for 3-4 hours, he still can recite one whole Quran with ease. And some part of the second part as well. So when we hear this, that Imam Shafi Rahmatullah alayhi used to recite 2 Qurans every day in Ramadan. How many? 2 Qurans. We think this is impossible. Yes, it's impossible for me and you. But for Imam Shafi Rahmatullah, it's not impossible. Wasn't he human being? Of course he was human being. Didn't he eat? Yes, he did eat. Didn't he drink? Yes, he did drink. Didn't he sleep? Yes, he slept. Didn't he have a wife? Yes, he had a wife. Did he have children? Yes, he had children. Then how could he? Did he work? Did he have a business? How could he recite 2 Qurans in the month of Ramadan? It's impossible. Rasulullah didn't do it. Yes, Rasulullah didn't recite 2 Qurans in one night. But Rasulullah didn't say that my ummah cannot recite 2 Qurans in one night. There is something to understand. People come out with this, that, oh, how did this be possible? There is not one Imam. There is not 2 Imams. Imam Abu Hanifa Rahmatullah every night for at least 30 years he recited the Quran in Salah. Every night. And he was not poor, he was a rich man. He was a very big businessman. He used to make silk. Velvet and silk. That's what his tijara was. And even he used to recite in Ramadan 2 Qurans each day. And on the day of Eid, he would recite 2 Qurans also. Now, to make us understand, I'm not giving you the need to do this, but if somebody who's a very big fan of Bollywood movies, so in England, one day a person approached me, he said to me, in my language, he said that he sees booth everywhere. No, booth is Bangla, you understand. Booth means that he sees ghosts everywhere. And jinn, shayateen. So I said, how far is the masjid from your house? I know the house is on the masjid. So if you cross the road, you don't need to go to Food Town, just the restaurant there, the Vietnamese, whatever it is. And you come here, that's how far his house is from the masjid. So I said, how many salat do you go for daily? He said, Juma to Juma, Juma to Juma. And I go for this Juma, then I won't go to the masjid until the next Juma. So, at that time, if you didn't work, they used to give you money. You know, because it's a socialist state. Now it's not there anymore. Now he works. But at that time, because you would go and say you don't have a job, they will give you money. So his wife said to me that winter, Isha Salah comes in at around about 5:30 in the winter. So she says that he sits down, has tea at 5:30, and then he starts one Bollywood movie. The Bollywood movie starts with the first thing is shirk. They show you all these murtis, the idols, and that's what it is. And it's fully for 3 hours. So if you start a movie at 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock you're going to finish one movie. Then he eats. He doesn't have to pray, he doesn't pray anywhere until Jummah. Then he starts the second movie, say 9:30, 10 o'clock. So that finishes at 1 o'clock. So he has nothing to do. So what does he do? He starts the third movie. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Now he goes to sleep. It's still part of night. So you would think that he sat on the TV for 9 hours. How is that possible? But for him it's easy. That's his habit. He has made this habit that he will see this. So if a person can see 3 movies in one night, each movie lasting at least 3 hours, so a person who is Hafiz al-Quran and he recites Quran with hadith, he will recite a whole Quran by 6 hours. Abuji, now you understand. Yeah, now you do understand. Yeah. Because I give you an example of our time. But in the time of the Tabi'een and Sahaba, they didn't have this. So they used to, and even there was vices then also. It's not that they didn't have people who did do wrong things. But Alhamdulillah, the general public were good people. They were Allah-fearing people. They used to recite Quran. That's why there's an ayat in the Quran which is a warning to us, all of us. وقال الرسول يا رب إن هذا قرآن مهجورا. And these are the people of Allah who left the Quran. So it becomes very difficult for us to even comprehend that a person can recite a whole Quran in 6 hours. If you don't believe me, a few days ago, just before Ramadan, I think 1 week before Ramadan, yeah, it was a week before Ramadan, Masjid al-Nur had a competition between the Hufaz. In Masjid al-Nur, they had a competition between the Hufaz. So there was one child, I think he read the entire Quran in 6 hours. This is in America. The America that we live in. And the challenge was that he can only have 3 memorization mistakes. Not punctuation, not how he recites. He can only have 3 mistakes in the entire Quran. And mashallah, one of them read the entire Quran with 3 mistakes. But this happens when effort is done. So when we hear about Imam Shafi rahmatullah, Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah, and Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, Sayyidina Uthman used to recite the whole Quran in one night. And this wasn't once in Ramadan like I do. That what we do is in Nawafil, in the last 10 nights, we recite one whole Quran. Those who stand behind me know that it takes sometimes 1 hour and 2 rakats. And I get tired and they get tired. But somebody who does this every night, there are people, even today, who recite the entire Quran in one night. But we cannot comprehend it because we don't recite. We don't recite at all. We think the Quran came only to read when somebody dies. And when somebody dies, we go to the Khatmatul Quran. Most of the people who come to the Khatmatul Quran, they come in the last 10 minutes so that they don't miss the food. The biryani that's cooked, they don't miss that. If you do a survey where they do Khatmatul Quran for the deceased, you will find that if there's 200 people sitting there, maybe if the marhum was lucky, maybe 10 people recited. 190 just came to eat. This is what happens. People have no concept that Quran is very connected to Ramadan. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to recite Quran. Sahaba used to recite Quran. They didn't have time to do anything else. They would put everything aside. Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi, who is Imam Dar al-Hijrah, Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi used to teach hadith in the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he didn't teach for 1 year. He taught since the age of 20 and he died about the age of 86. So all his life he taught in the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But when Ramadan used to come, no teaching of hadith. He used to only recite Quran. If somebody came, he said, no, come after Ramadan. Then I will teach you. Now is the Quran. They used to be Quran. They were living Quran. One man once came to Kufa. So he said everybody left the masjid at night. So I had heard that Abu Hanifa stands and recites Quran all night. So he said, I hid in a corner. So he said when everybody had gone, Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, he shut the masjid and then he started reciting Quran in Salah. He said he started after Isha and he finished one Nas just before the Adhan of Fajr. And all night while he recited, he cried in his Salah. One night he recited this ayat until Fajr happened. وَامْتَازُوا الْيَوْمَ أَيُّهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ. This is in Surah Yasin. وَامْتَازُوا الْيَوْمَ أَيُّهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ. Because they understood Quran also. And they fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We also say we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we don't really fear Allah. We fear other things. We fear that Trump might send us back home. We all fear that. You can't trust this guy. Even if you're a citizen, maybe he'll get something and send you back home. We fear this. We fear a mosquito if it comes. But we don't fear Allah. We are very jaree with Allah. We are very courageous. And even in Ramadan, we don't fast. Some years back, one day I came to the masjid to read Jummah. It was in Kendal. So on my right hand side, there was a car, 3 people. On my left hand side, there was a car with 3 people. And these were not old people, these were young, mashallah, athletic, nice looking youngsters. Each one had a drink in his hand. They were drinking orange juice or lemon juice. It was a hot day. So I started scratching my head. Is this Ramadan or am I in somewhere else? Because 3 people in each car, right hand side, left hand side, all young people, not old, and they're drinking orange juice, or apple juice, whatever. So I came out the car inside the masjid. We did the khutbah, we did the salah. After the salah, some people were talking. I could hear it. And these people were saying that this day of Ramadan is very hot. It's very, very hot Ramadan. How are we going to cope? And these 3 These brothers were all standing there, they were saying, Ramadan, I'm dying of thirst. Why are you dying of thirst? But he's trying to say that I'm also fasting, but I see him. I'm not Isa alayhi salam. I'm not Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam saw a man stealing something. So he said, Ya Abdullah, Iqatillah. He said, oh, servant of Allah, fear Allah. So the man said to Isa alayhi salam that, Ya Kalimat, Ya Ruh Allah, Ma Sarit, I didn't steal anything. So Isa alayhi salam said, Kadaba Inaya, Wasadaqa Hala. My eyes lied and he said the truth. Because a Nabi will say that. But you and I are going to say that? No. Once I went to meet a brother in hospital, he was in Ramadan. So 3 people came to visit him. They used to work in hospital. They were all Asian. The brother who was in the hospital was a Muslim brother. Obviously, he couldn't fast because he had problems. So they all had a sandwich in their hand when they came to see. I wouldn't have known if he didn't introduce me to them. He told me this is brother so and so, Muslim name. He said this is brother so and so, Muslim name. They're still eating their sandwich. The third one was a Hindu. So he offered me his sandwich. He's a Muslim, he doesn't know. So he offered me his sandwich. So I said, brother, this is Ramadan and I can't eat now. He said, I'm really sorry, I offended you. It's okay. But the 2 Muslim brothers had no shame. And you know what the sandwich was? You all know? It was ham. This was Ramadan and they were eating ham. And what is ham made out of? Pork. Now, if you sit those brothers down and ask them about Islamic history or some masala, they will have all the opinions in the world. They will tell you this imam is wrong and that imam is wrong and this person wrote this wrong and this wrong. But what about you? You have a ham sandwich in Ramadan. You don't care about Allah. But you have all the knowledge to discard all the knowledge of the ulama put together. May Allah give them tawfiq to their life. But I thought that the mushrik was better than them. I thought, I'm not going to question their iman, but I thought that the mushrik was better than them. Now at least he apologized, not knowing. But they looked at me and they had no shame in the world. After they had gone, I asked my friend, I said, yeah. They are very well known in the community here in South Florida. They have this, they have that. That they will be the first people to complain when in the masjid, Taraweeh goes on a little later, 5-10 minutes, and they'll be up and down. My brothers, Ramadan is the month of Allah. Ramadan is that we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That we care about our fasting. That we don't fast on haram. We fast on halal. We don't cheat others in Ramadan. Even after Ramadan we shouldn't cheat. Doesn't make it halal after Ramadan. But we don't cheat others. We don't lie. We don't backbite. Care about your fast. Care about it. As-sawmu junnah. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says the fast is a shield. So don't waste it. MashaAllah, most of us do fast. And I'm just giving these examples to explain. Most of us do fast. But how many of us prayed Fajr today in its time? Or we went to the masjid and prayed Fajr. If the amount of Muslims who come in Jummah come for Fajr, things will change. Things will change. Jummah is fard once a week. Fajr is fard once a week.
Every day.
Every day. If you miss Jummah, you can do Dhuhr. But if you miss Fajr, you have lost everything. You have lost everything. I don't say that. Allah will be saying. So, do your Fajr, do your Dhuhr, do your Asr, do your Maghrib, do your Isha. If you fast all day and you don't pray, that fast has no value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. رُبَّ صَائِمٍ لَيْسَ فِي صِيَامِهِ إِلَّا الْجُوعُ. Allah says that there are many who fast. In their fast, all they gain is just hunger. Just hunger, nothing else. If we don't do the fara'id of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah has made fard upon us, which is the first and foremost is the salah. If we don't do that, then our fasting, our giving zakah, all that is put on hold. If we make tawbah, sincere tawbah, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do qada of the salahs that we have missed, then hopefully, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive. But we are like those people who go to work and we ask the boss, what is the rate that you're going to give me for time and a half? So the boss tells you that your normal hourly and will give you twice the amount. So you say, I won't work the normal hours, but I'll work the hours that is time and a half. Will anybody keep us on a job? No. So we're saying to Allah, oh Allah, we will fast your month of Ramadan, but we're not going to pray. We're not going to do our first. So if you want, you can send us into your Jannah. No, you have to send us into your Jannah because you say that as-siyamu li, that the fasting is for me, wa ana ajzi bihi, and I will reward for the fast. And the reward for the fast by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Jannah. So can we trick Allah? We can't trick two women in our life. One is your mother and one is your wife. You think you can trick Allah? No. When we think trick Allah, no. We can't trick Allah. So my brothers, this is Ramadan. I know the time is done. One day my time will be done. Your time will be done. And when it comes, it won't give us a second. So my dear brothers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing this month of Ramadan. Do your ibadah. Look after it. Do your siyam. Look after it. Do your qiyam. Salatul Tarawih. Look after it. Do your qiraat of Quran. Look after it. Don't waste this time. Because if we waste this time, how many fasts have gone? 7. And in 2 weeks' time, it will be 21. And in 3-4 weeks' time, Ramadan will be gone. We don't know if we will live till next Ramadan. So make our Ramadan better. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq for that. Inshallah, from Sunday the time changes. So obviously it's on the timetable also. So we have to, Isha Salah will be on Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. And Fajr will be around about 6:45. 6:45?
Yeah.
6:45. And Dhuhr will be at 1:40. Asr will be at 6:50. And Jummah will be at 2 o'clock. Jummah will be at 2 o'clock. So, inshallah, we ask everybody to.
2 o'clock is means same time, right?
Yes, same time. And the right. Those brothers who are outside come inside.
And,
Understand?
Friday to Monday, everybody in bed.
Yeah. Every Friday,
No, this
every weekend in Ramadan, we are having iftar in the masjid. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Even Monday.
and Monday also we have iftar. This coming. But we can't do iftar during the week because of the shortage of time and so. So if somebody wants to do iftar, we're not going to say no to them, but they have to be present in iftar, feeding the people and also cleaning up. And we have iftar every day anyway here in the masjid,
Yeah.
which we provide, not only we provide water and dates, which is the sunnah of iftar.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله اما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى يا ايها الذين امنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن الا وانتم مسلمون. أما يا أيها الأحبة الكرام اعلموا أن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. إذا دخل شهر رمضان فتحت أبواب السماء وغلقت أبواب جهنم وسلسلت الشياطين. شهر رمضان فيه ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يجادل في الأشهر الأواخر من رمضان ويقول تحروا ليلة القدر في العشر الأواخر من رمضان. عباد الله شهر رمضان شهر عبادة السر فإن العبد قد يمتنع عن الطعام والشراب وجميع المفطرات كالصائم وهو غير صائم لأنه خلا من نية الصيام لو أن قلبه خالي من الإيمان فلا يقبل صيامه وإن صام وكان مفارقا لأعظم العبادات ذلك للصلاة فإن صومه مردود عليه. لذلك فإن الله تعالى نسب الصوم إليه فقال كل عمل ابن آدم له إلا الصوم فإنه لي وأنا أجزي به ولخلوف من الصائم أتيم عند الله أطيب عند الله من ريح المسك. وعن عامر بن ربيعة رضي الله عنه قال رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يستاك وهو صائم ما لا يحصى. كل عمل ابن آدم يضاعف الحسنة 10 أمثالها إلى 700 ضعف. قال الله عز وجل إلا الصوم فإنه لي وأنا أجزي به يدع شهوته وطعامه من أجلي. رواه الإمام مسلم. وصلاة القيام التراويح. وعن ابن عباس رضي الله تعالى عنه قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي في رمضان 20 ركعة والوتر. أخرجه الطبراني وابن أبي شيبة. وقال خرجت مع عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله تعالى عنه ليلة في رمضان إلى المسجد فإذا الناس أوزاع متفرقون يصلي الرجل لنفسه ويصلي الرجل فيصلي بصلاته الرهب. فقال عمر إذا أرى لو جمعت هؤلاء على قارئ واحد لكان أمثل. ثم عزم فجمعهم على أبي بن كعب رضي الله تعالى عنه، فخرجوا معه ليلة أخرى والناس يصلون بصلاة قارئهم، فقال عمر: نعم البدعة هذه، والتي ينامون عليها أفضل من التي يقومون. يريد آخر الليل وكان الناس يقومون أولهم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان، فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم، ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر. يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم لعلكم تشكرون. بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه. الله الله الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، ونشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد ان سيدنا مولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله الذي يرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا الى الله باذنه سراجا منيرا. اما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى: ان الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات، بارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر، وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر، وأصدقهم أحيانا عثمان، وقضاهم علي فاطمة وسيد النساء أهل الجنة، والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة، وحمزة أسد الله وأسد رسوله. اللهم اغفر للعباس والسابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم بإحسان رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه وأعد لهم جنات تجري تحت الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا، ذلك الفوز العظيم. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم ارحم الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر ونصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، اللهم اجعلنا منهم. اللهم تقبل منا صيامنا وقيامنا، اللهم تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم، وتب علينا يا مولانا انك انت التواب الرحيم. اللهم انصر المجاهدين الذين يجاهدون في سبيلك حقا، اللهم ايدهم بتأييد غيبك، اللهم انصرهم بنصرة غيبك، اللهم انصر اخوان المسلمين في غزه، اللهم انصرهم على عدوك وعدوهم، اللهم انصرهم على عدوك وعدوهم. عباد الله رحمكم الله، ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تشركون العيس. Clean the gaps.
الله أكبر الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
الله الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. اللهم السلام عليك السلام ورحمة عليك يا لا إله إلا العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا انك انت التواب الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد النبي وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. اللهم انا نسالك بما سالك النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من شر السعاده صلى الله عليه وسلم. رضينا بالله ربا وبالاسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين.